Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're actually going to check and test the capture capability with the broker. So the cVu400NG that we're running here has the ability to run obviously smart filtering at the edge, but also we can then in real time take that data, and instead of sending it out to an analytics platform or a C-store, we can actually take a real snapshot of what's going on any particular port for any particular type of traffic and filter that in real time on the broker and send the file. So we do that functionality basically by bringing the filters online within the system. So by default, there are no filters configured. So here, for example, I can choose my port that I'm interested in. So I'm going to choose my ingress port, and we have a whole range of different types of filters that we can configure. There are simple filters that are shared across the entire system or on a specific port, and also we can use the smart filter. So a smart filter now goes right down onto that port and programs the ASIC on each of the individual ports with up to a certain number of rules that we can then configure and set a specific filter to act upon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to configure rule number 0 here, and I'm going to say I just want to see all traffic. Okay, so any traffic that comes in on that port I want to look at. So I'm also going to tell it that I want to look at, I don't care what the VLAN is, I don't care what the IP address is, and I don't care what the traffic type is, just send me everything. I'm not going to add any filters in here, but if I wanted to, I could filter based on a source or destination MAC address, based on a source or destination IP address. I could also search by VLAN, MPLS, or quality or any particular proto, or alternatively, I can actually go in and say, go into every single packet, open up the payload, and look for specific values or look for a specific offset within that payload and match based on that. But for now, and we're going to cover this in a lot more detail in future videos, but for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say, give me all traffic, and I want you to then send me a snapshot of that and save that data to the local cVu broker file system so that I can download it. So I'm going to switch that on. And what it'll do is it'll run for about 20 seconds and it'll basically capture all traffic that's coming in on that port, and it will save that as a file on the local broker. And now that's completed, we can now go and access that file. And we do that by coming to our captures tag. So we open up our captures tag, and again, we open up the port we're interested in. So if I go to my router ingress port, I can now see that there is a new capture that has been created just recently, and that you can see its size, the number of packets that were captured. And now I can actually click on that and download that PCAP file to my local PC. So I can now choose where I want that to go. So I'm going to change that into my local downloads folder. And now I've downloaded that file and I have access to that information. So very simply, we've been able to configure a filter. We can set up additional parameters, which we'll cover later. But I'm now able to take a snapshot of that and bring that information into my local machine for analysis and for viewing. And we can easily do that now, and we can actually go and open that file. So if I go into my file, I can go ahead and open that folder. Okay, and once I've got that file, I can now double click on that file and it will now open Wireshark for me, and I can now bring up my Wireshark window and I can now see every packet that went in or came through that ingress port, and I can see every single thing that happened, and I can see who the destination was, who the source was it an internet address, was it a local router, etc. I can see all of that information within my Wireshark. So that really completes a very simple setup of how we can configure a basic filter, take a snapshot, download the file, and then view that as a PCAP file within our system.